About 5 years ago, had a 4-year-old that would run and hide whenever he had to poop. It was so painful for him. The stool was so hard, and just, and he built up for so many days, and that's literally what he would do. And that's not right. We don't want to have that. So we talked with Mom and kind of went over a little bit of dietary stuff. At 4 years old, a lot of them like juice, a lot of them like other things other than water, and so we really talked about making sure that they're getting plenty of hydration, because dehydration can cause a lot of that constipation as well. But on top of that, when we did examine him, we did find that his hips were out. When he was standing there and you lifted up his shirt, you could see his belly button was going off to the side. So when he was standing there, his feet were actually going at an angle. And that right there is indicative that something's going on in the low back. And so after a couple of adjustments and making sure that Mom, I don't want to say force fed him water, but made sure that he had plenty of just plain old water, he really started to go on his own, and he wouldn't run and hide every time that he had to go to the bathroom. And he literally would bleed from going to the bathroom. It was very painful for him. And obviously that's not a good way to start your life at 4 years old and being fearful of going to the bathroom all the time. So that was another instance where chiropractic really helped change the little one's life, probably for the rest of his life. Here's Quinn. He's 2 and could probably going to be shy.
Hi, Quinn.
All right. First thing is to find out, was there any birth trauma? All of our kids were born cesarean section. So that in and of itself is very dramatic, okay? They are pulling the kid out in the opposite direction of where it was meant to go. Okay, so you're automatically going against nature that way. So we always expect some inherent scenario with that. So he's 2. Obviously he has a nice little gash in his forehead from a little accident yesterday. So we're gonna try to make apples out of oranges, or make a lemonade out of lemons here and utilize this. When we have a head injury, we really want to make sure that we are checking everything on him. So I did adjust him right away after he got hurt, and I'm going to check him this morning here. So we're going to, and usually with kids, within photography, you got to take what you can get, okay? So a lot of times, they're clinging to Mom, they're just, crawling and sinking their nails into everything. So I'll use, especially at this age, when they can communicate and they can try to escape, then we want to try to utilize Mom or Dad or whoever's with at the fullest extent. So sometimes we'll just have Mom hold them, have them standing like we have right here. Other times to adjust them, if they're not very comfortable, we'll have Mom lie down and adjust them on top of Mom. We'll do that as well. We do that a lot with the infants. But with him, sometimes it just kind of depends on what he's doing. So a lot of times when I have him in a nice calm position while I'm talking to him is when I'm actually going to be feeling what's going on in there. When we have this check, usually I can't get him to stand very still very often, so it's usually my hands. And I do feel a little bit on this right side here. So, and you can just kind of see where he was just kind of pulling away from my thumb there, because I was digging into a spot that was tender. So that's his natural reaction, is to kind of pull away from where I'm pushing. And we'll see in the infants that it's actually the opposite direction. When you hit that spot that feels good to them, then they push into it. You got one right up here in the middle too. Ready to jump? Ready to jump? Right. 1, 2, 3, jump. There we go. Good job. Okay, so when we have, because of the mechanism of the injury here, he didn't actually fall and hit his head. He got something swung into him. So he didn't bruise up very much, and so it's not, massive trauma like he cracked his head on the stairs or something like that. So, but if he had a lot of bruising around there, we wouldn't put him face down in there, obviously, to put pressure on there. So I'm going to just palpate him, or feel what's going on up in here, and then we'll just go straight to his back. Right there. So right away I can feel him tense up, his body tense up. And this is something too that you could do. If it is a grandchild or whatever, and you're feeling, and you can, feel along, and they do kind of flinch away from you, there's an indicator that there's something going on in there. And from this, probably he got hit from the side here too, so his shoulders are a little tight. And that's another thing too that I'll talk to a lot of parents with is how to massage their infants, their kids. And it's a great way for moms to really connect, or dads to really connect with their kids by doing a massage. And they really know their bodies and go, yeah, I felt this spot over here. Is that okay? Or I felt this lymph node swollen or something like that. So, all right, bud, let's get this guy here. And that tongue. I tell you. All right, so we have a little one here. He's a little less cooperative sometimes. There we go. All right, now we need to get that hip. Right? You always talk. You're always talking, always smiling. You're the same side as your brother here. All right. So the same thing with this, because he is big enough, and most of the time he wants me to adjust him just like Big Brother. So we'll adjust like this. There we go. So it's the same thing. We're just doing, a light thrust. It looks really quick, or it looks like it's hard, but it's just fast. That's what we're trying to do. We're just going very fast over a very short period of time, or a very short distance. Good job, bud. All right, go ahead.